Hi, everybody, it's Heather. A lot of people ask me how I prepare students to pivot to Zoom or to have hybrid or flip modality or accommodate students that may be in quarantine to Zoom into my class that may be in the ground. So I just wanted to walk you really quickly through some different steps of my process and how I, as an instructor, manage this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create my Zoom session in my class. So I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. Bear with me. So here we can see that I am in my class right now. Now, the first step that I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare to have a Zoom link there and just create that norm. So how I'm going to do that is in my Brightspace course, regardless of the general modality for this, is I'm going to go to the tools. And I'm going to go to the Zoom button. And from here, I'm going to schedule a new meeting. I'm actually going to call this one office hours. It may be just the name of your class. I can enter a description there, but I really don't have to. The duration is going to be an hour and a half. Now, this is the important thing. I want to make sure that this is going to be a recurring meeting because I'm going to have this every week. And I just want to do it once. I don't want to have to go in and do this every week. So my reoccurrence is going to be actually on weekly, and I'm going to repeat it every week. It's going to be on just Fridays. If this was a class, you might click Monday and Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. And I'll go ahead and put an end date here for the end of the semester. And I'm not going to have this registration be required. If I feel like there's going to be a lot of students popping in and out, I may want to enable a waiting room for office hours specifically. I'm not going to right now. I can always edit and adjust this later if I feel like I need it. I'm also not going to require a passcode because this is only accessible through Brightspace. So students already have to go through that security step. I just always leave it checked to allow for telephone or computer audio because I'd rather students, if they're having bandwidth issues, at least connect through the telephone. And I'm just going to go ahead and click Save. So I can see here, this gives me my information for Zoom. I can go ahead if I want to. I can copy this Zoom URL to share someplace else. I can add it to my Google Calendar if I like that. I can also copy the meeting invitation, which gives me all the information like when we have a Zoom calendar invite, how to join with different modalities, how to join by phone, etc. So I could do that, but I'm not going to really do that right now. I want to show you what this is going to look like moving forward. So I'm going to go back to my tools button and go to Zoom again. And now I can see that I have the ability to start this meeting. And now, just like the pathway that I follow, I'm going to go as a student and go to tools and go to Zoom. And here I don't have the start button. I just have join. Students also cannot delete a meeting, which is really helpful. So the other thing that I always want to keep in mind is if I'm going to have Zoom ability for students that are either in quarantine, maybe they're traveling for sports, or maybe they're just not feeling very well or waiting to be tested for COVID, or whatever the reason may be, I want to make sure that I share with them as well some of the information for joining a Zoom. Usually just even this screen graphic is good enough, and I'm going to go ahead and post this guide that students have access to in the bottom of this video in this newsletter, so that way you can access that and share that if you need to as well. So the next piece that we're going to go to in this video is looking at joining a Zoom from a classroom space. So I'm actually going to sign off here and sign back up through the magic of TV television and join you from a classroom so I can show you how I really manage that joining from the classroom environment. So I'll see you in a minute. Hi there, everybody. It's Heather joining you again, only through the magic of time lapse and savvy editing skills. I'm joining you from the classroom. This happens to be classroom 215, and it'll work the same in any classrooms that you happen to be Zooming in. So you can see that I'm actually zooming, and I've actually just utilized the remote control to zoom in on me as the instructor. And we have some kind of messy infinity things going on right now with our display, and I want to talk about how we can kind of manage that. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly because I want to show you how I got here first and foremost. So you can see now I'm sharing my screen, and now me as the instructor is smaller, and you're looking at how I really joined this. I just logged into the classroom computer, and I logged into my Campus portal and went straight to my Brightspace. And then from my Brightspace page, I just went to the tools and went to Zoom, so that way I could start this meeting. So that's basically how I got here and how my students can kind of collect and log in to what I'm seeing. To talk about how we can avoid this presentation kind of mess. So if I have students that are going to be zooming into me, I'll see on the top or on the side, and they will also see just me, so they won't necessarily see the class. If I'm showing a presentation, I don't necessarily want the camera to be pointed at the screen. As you can see, even if I zoom in, it's not really good quality, right? Oops, going the wrong way. So it's just not great quality. And let's look even at a document. So I can see there, I get that never-ending kind of screen share effect. That's not what I want. So really what I want to do to create a great viewing experience for both my students in the classroom, as well as students that are zooming in, I'm off screen there, is, let me zoom out again, is I want to go to the share screen button, the big green button at the bottom. And I want to go ahead and choose which screen. I had my presentation tab open on another screen. So I just want to choose that one that I want to share. And now we can actually see that it's shrunken me down to a smaller size, which is okay as long as people can hear me. I want the viewers that are zooming in from home to be able to see this. And I want the students sitting in the classroom to be able to see what I'm sharing too. So from here, I actually have a better chance at going over the presentation materials and also utilizing the teacher station to highlight things that both people sitting in the classroom and people zooming in can see. And I'll also be able to see the students that are joining the Zoom. I'll be able to see them raise hands, or I'll get a signal that they are chatting a question as well. So that really will help us create a more inclusive practice. Being able to come in just a couple minutes early to really set up all the tabs that you're going to be displaying if you have students zooming in is really the key to being able to meet everybody's needs so that they can see things in a way that, you know, is just really conducive to learning and participating. So I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions at any point, or maybe you just want to test out Zooming from a classroom, please don't hesitate to give Cedal a call. Michael and I would love to place students for you so that you can practice these skills. Have fun and happy building.